Good. Good for him. Let him recharge, right? Let him recharge. Okay. Sorry, let's catch up. I don't even know where I was. Whoo! Stop, Dev. Stop it. Where was I? There you go. There you go. I'm confused. When you said you were to Netflix, was that just trolling? No, I went to Netflix and then I came back to Twitch. I boomeranged. Okay, so here, I just don't think it's a junior job market right now, but you have to think of it like ebbs and flows, like the regular market, right? Like the regular start market. Like you have crypto markets and you have, you know, regular markets as well. So they're like, it just ebbs and flows. Right now, it's not favorable to juniors, and that's just the way it is. That's just how the cookie is crumbling. So my advice, right? My advice for someone who is a junior and wants to get into the market, what about the Melky stocks market, bro? That's a hot market. Ask Prime, Gak. Just ask Prime. That Melky stocks are a hot commodity. My advice is get referrals, right? Get referrals from anyone. Get your resume up to snuff, right? Like basically make sure your resume is not holding you back. And this is actually pretty critical because a lot of the time your resume holds you back. And this is the worst thing to get held back by. Like if you bomb a technical interview, it's like, okay, I knew I fucked up. That's on me. Or if you know the company fucks up, it's like, actually, we're not hiring anyone. That's on them. These are kind of factors that are like, you know, more controlling. You can actually take something from it, right? You fucked up an interview, you know what to do. This company screwed you, don't apply it anymore, right? But the thing that can really hurt you is if your resume is the thing holding you back, because that's something you directly control. And it's just like disheartening that you're not getting opportunity to get to the interview to present yourself. So for me, like number one, do your resume. And I built something that may help you out on that, resuai.io. It's a very simple, it's free. We don't take any email addresses. You literally lose nothing by using it. You don't need to sign up. We don't save anything. It just literally helps you construct your resume. And we use AI. So if you go to work, you can literally put something in and then AI will reword it. Basically give it fluff, basically give it that corporate je ne sais quoi to help you go through the filtering process for the job application. So check it out. If it's not for you, don't use it, but you lose nothing by using it, right? Like there's no cost, there's nothing up front. You just fucking go on the website and start using it, right? So I don't ever know if you use it or not. Okay. So yeah, if you think I'm selling you on something, there's nothing to gain from me on this. All right. So yeah, I would say the resume is the number one. And also, this is going to sound very shitty, but apply everywhere. It only works in English. Yes, George, it only works in English right now. Apply everywhere. And here's why. Even if you get an interview for a company you don't want to work at, do it. Because here's my personal opinion. Interviews are nerve-wracking, especially in the beginning. Okay, in the beginning, hey, yo, what's up? Lithium, I'd buy what Melky's selling. Link me to your OF, I'll sub. Dude, you've been like the admin of my OnlyFans page for like a year and a half. Stop acting like you're new to this, bro. You have like the premium access. You get direct communication with the creator, dude. All right, so stop this act, Lithium. You know you got the goods already. What is the link? The link is just resuai.io. Yep, my photos are all age fan fiction. Dude, AI is a tool, man. We're just using it. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay, so a lot of people think like, get your interview and just interview everywhere. And if you can't get interviews, right, because let's say something's holding you back, like your resume, interview with your friends. Interview with your friends or communities, right? And if you want to get a community that can offer that, join our community, ! Discord. I would genuinely say, this is a biased opinion, so take it with a pinch of salt. I think the community that's been developed in the dev house is very unique. And let me tell you why. No one has an ego there. No one's snobby. There isn't like, oh, premium access only features. Like we don't have anything like that. We literally, and I'm using the word we very explicitly because there's literally things in this Dev House Discord group that I don't own at all. Like I'm just a member like anyone else. A really good example is the book club. That's honestly the best example. The book club is something made by Bunk or Webble Wobble in chat. And they basically created a book club for people to go in. And it's like weekly discussions on chapters of a book. Right now they're doing, data-driven applications. And I just joined in as a member. So there's lots of components to that community that it's not like, oh, it's Melky's community. Like I really don't think, I think it's evolved beyond Melky's community. So with that being said, do you have a LeetCode club? No, we actually do have a Discord channel for LeetCode. I just don't think like too many people are in the Discord for LeetCoding. But hey, I want to, anything people want to establish or want to build, like please, if you have an idea, be like, hey, I want to do like a LeetCode club, or hey, I want to do this, I just don't have the platform or whatever. Like use the Discord, right? Talk to the mods, pitch your idea. If we like it, like we will create a rule for you. We'll give it permissions for you to create your own channel, do whatever. And if people want to join it, they can do it, right? Because I know a lot of people don't have that platform to like create what they want per se. And fortunately, like I think I can offer that to people, right? And the Discord is also phenomenal for that. So yeah, like just hit us up. There's no like, oh man, like these people all know each other. Like it's kind of strange. Like no. So interview with friends or with community. So get people to interview, right? Mock interviews are really helpful, guys. Really helpful. So get your resume and get your mock interviews. And this is advice for juniors. I would basically just say apply everywhere. For non-juniors, right? For non-juniors, I'd recommend be very particular where you apply. Okay, and I say this because how do you do fellow non-juniors? What's up, AJ? AJ, I'm a junior engineer. I don't know what you're talking about. You're non-junior. Bro, AJ, you do some crazy shit with serverless. It freaks me out. It makes me uncomfortable seeing what you do with lambdas, bro. I feel like you you go deep in them. Like too deep. It also makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, you and Dax just go too deep on those poor lambdas, bro. Those poor serverless nodes. They're just getting invoked. I'd also make me uncomfortable. Yeah. I'd also come about researching the company you're interviewing before and come up with some question before you go in. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But the thing is, interviewing starts with the resume. As much as I hate that, it does start it either starts with it basically funnels into these two paths. Okay? It basically funnels into these two paths. I'm going to actually delete this because we're focusing on junior engineers. I'm going to put this, to even get an interview, you have two options. All right? And these options are either A, let's go here. A, referral, okay? Or B, which is like the more cold apply with resume. All right, so you have these two options. And let's actually delete this. Let's just structure this a little bit better. Okay, let's go here. How to get interviews, right? So if we put this in the center here, let's put a little box around it too. I don't know what color. Let's go blue. It's like nice blue. Yeah, let's go like this, and let's send it to the back. Okay, or not. Okay, so if we do, I actually don't like how this looks. Bring to the front. Perfect. Okay. So you have this, how to get interviews, because everyone wants to get interviews, right? Everyone thinks they can kill it, whatever. And like, I would say this is task one. Task one is how do you get interviews. Task two is how do you nail interviews. We're not going to talk about task two just yet, maybe in a different stream, but you basically have these two branches: cold apply with resume, referral, right? And these are basically the paths you got. Okay. And both of these have their own requirements. Can someone share a link to the book club in the Discord already, but can't find it? If you're in the Discord, if you just joined, there's a role. There's a book club role. It's like a light blue one. So when you join, there's like an option, channel and roles. I'll quickly show my Discord here. If you go here, if you're in the Discord, channels and roles, you can click one of these ones. So we have anime, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Pulls, movies, Bits and Bytes Book Club, and the WoW Player. Right? So if you go into the Bits and Bytes Book Club, you'll get access to this book club discussion. So it's hidden by default. But once you get this role, you'll be able to unlock this. All right? Got it. Thanks so much. Yeah, no problem. So if we talk about kind of this, exactly. I strongly believe in real life networking. That way you bypass it. Exactly. EJ, I like that. So basic referrals also do that. So if we go to each of these requires a set of skills. Referral, you need to network, right? And this could be, going to events, just knowing someone, joining communities, right? Whatever it is, or just like blatantly asking for referrals. And how do you do that, you may ask? Well, if you go to a website that's as awful as Blind, you can actually go onto Team Blind, and let's say you just like click on a company. I don't even know how to use this thing, dude. I don't even like. If you go to Blind and you type in referrals, right? You'll see people just asking for referrals. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm looking for referrals. And then some people get lucky, like following, DM for Uber. There you go. Well, Uber host. Exactly. So DM for Facebook positions. So sometimes you do this. Sometimes you, right. Sometimes you do get these like cold referrals. It's an approach. It was very hot in 2021, 2022. These were going hot like fucking candies. I don't know the value of these now, but it's a method. All right. I need to highlight that it's a method. Okay. So referrals, networking, going to events, knowing someone, join communities, and building, asking for referrals. And then there's approach 2, which is cold apply with the resume. And, it's basically make sure your resume is up to snuff. And, get it reviewed, make sure it has buzzwords, all that stuff. But this is basically the way I see the first task, which is how do you even get the interviews? Referrals and cold apply with the resume. All right. And cold applying is when you like go to the website, you click, jobs available, you click apply, you fill in all that, etc. Okay. So you say it's still worth it to code in 2024. Yeah. So we haven't got to that part yet, but that is basically a video made by this dude. Arguably the most recognizable face in tech at one point, the tech lead. He made a video. I have not watched it. Is coding still worth it in 2024? Oh fuck, not tech lead. I know. I'm not a fan of this creator. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this creator. I don't think I'm a fan of this person individually. I thought this guy was in jail. Everything he posts is a lie. That's kind of like how I take it. Everything he says is just a straight up lie. If you go to videos, I'm quitting YouTube too. Like I'm going to jail. This will make me rich. All this stuff, like channel up, I'm retiring. It's over. It's all just like, let me click it, right? Like he preys on people. His new approach is people know they don't like him and they prey on his downfall. So it's like, oh, what will people think is my downfall to get them to click? So that's that's kind of it. If you even like look at the most popular ones, this is like, when he was like 5 years ago, he actually wasn't too terrible. But I definitely think he has gone like this red. It's just like it screams very negative. And like I'm not a gold standard in being all positive, but I definitely don't try to take it to this degree. Anyways, he made a video called "Is Coding Still Worth It in 2024?" I'm very curious to see what this guy is gonna say. And I already have my thoughts before watching it. So that's what we want to do. He's always been super clickbait, yeah. Yeah, he was cool in 2017. I agree. He never really had a wife. I don't know any about that, dude. That's not into my jurisdiction. But I can say New Straw Doodle and Lay Me Down Bay. Thank you for his followers. Appreciate it. We just passed 17,800 followers on Twitch. What an incredible achievement. Big W's in chat for that. Really, really appreciate that. Okay. Phenomenal. And Devil May Cray. Yo, what's up, Mario? Welcome in. So yeah, guys, that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully, this was a very long-winded way. Did well in the Go course at Front End Masters. Melky, congrats. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've got some very positive reviews from the course I taught for Front End Masters. From people in the community, from people outside the community, which is pretty crazy, and people who work at Front End Masters, they really liked it. I was happy to kind of go a little bit deeper and maybe some of the computer science stuff of Go, like maybe pointers and references, dereferencing a pointer. I don't know, just stuff like that. Like, I don't want to say Go is like a very complicated language and say that I'm this master at Go. I don't think I'm a master at Go. I don't think I'm an expert at Go. I never claimed to be. I just use Go and I like it. And I think it could benefit a lot of people. And so I taught what I know. So that was using Go and using it with AWS. So yeah, that's it. Can you do a video of how/where to host your Go app API? Oh my goodness. Dr. Gay 69. I would love to do that video because I have the best answer. I have the absolute best answer. Who knows me? Who knows me? If you've been watching my content, where do I deploy my apps? If you go to my apps, where do I deploy these? Right? 580 visitors, 35 visitors. Where do I deploy my apps? You guys know this. The people who've been watching me should know the answer to this. Come on. Localhost, shut. Vercel? Yeah. Vercel. Right. Let me jump on Vercel. No. I release all my applications on Coolify. I'm a big fan of Coolify. I have, ever since I was put on Coolify, it really changed everything with how I am thinking of deployment. It makes my job easier. And under the hood, guys, it's just Docker files. All right, it's just Docker files. You take your app. Again, you know me. I like to separate my shit. Front end, I leave that shit front end. Back end, I leave that shit back end. And then I make them talk to each other. That's it. That's simple. It's like that's it, right? I don't do this whole like HTML stuff. I don't do this whole Vercel Next.js acting as the back end. You know, I don't do all that. It's too much for my simpleton brain. Front end in React or Solid or whatever, back end and Go. That's it. Deploy both of them. And what I do that with? Coolify. Coolify is really the name of the game. It deploys my Docker container. I can configure the image of each Docker container, deploy it. It gives me everything I need to deploy it with. It has CI/CD, so I hook it up to my GitHub, and every time I make a commit in my main branch or whatever branch you have, right? It works. And the cool part about this is you can also do like staging environments, so like beta environments. So I know a lot of people are like always asking like, well, you know, what do I recommend for like staging if I'm releasing a feature or a rollout of features, right, into main? How do I like make sure there's no problems beyond the world of, you know, integration test, unit testing, like almost like a bug bash environment? Coolify actually gives you the opportunity and the resources to basically have two different deployments. One for your staging, which you can like manually run through or whatever, and then you have your main deployment. So if you have a branch called staging, and you merge your rolling features into that, then you can work it like that. Have I used Fly.io? No, but I hear good things about it. The name is Coolify. The name is the Primeagen. Coolify. I'm talking about Coolify. Do you communicate between front end and back end with JSON? Typically, yes, I do. If Coolify is cool, then Melky is Miles Davis. Who's Miles Davis? American Jazz Trumpeter and Bandleader? That's dope. Is it bad that I don't know who this man is? He looks cool he looks fly as hell, dude. This guy just looks steezy. Have I ever done front end and back end over gRPC? Yes, I actually have it open. Look, I have where is it? GitHub Twerp. I have it open right here. Only one of the most famous jazz. Okay, so it's on me. My bad. I should know Miles Davis. My bad. Okay, my bad. I should know Miles Davis. He looks. I wish I looked this cool. All right. I wish I had this man steez. But I have Twerp open. Okay, so Twerp, it's first of all, it's built by Twitch. Simple plug. And it's a simple RPC framework with protobuf servers definition. So a lot of, like, we use this a lot. It's open source. Like I said, it only has 6.8k stars. It needs way more stars, to be honest. But this is what I use. Like the next app I'm going to be building is going to be using Torp. So the next YouTube video I'm going to make, I've made a lot of CRUD apps, right? Using just net server, using Chi, using Jin, whatever. Like simple CRUD apps are cool. People think like CRUD apps have this negative connotation, like, oh, you only make CRUD apps. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Most applications still are CRUD apps. RESTful APIs. Are they too easy? No, like, just they still work. They still work. But I love protobufs, and I really like RPC, especially gRPC and Torp. So if you haven't already, check this out. Give it a star. Really use it. And expect a video from me exploring Torp on my YouTube and, checking it out. It's still maintained a couple months ago. Yeah, there you go. So it's nice. Highly recommend. Has anyone ever used Torp, actually? We can even deep dive it into right now. I mean, obviously, I have some level of experience with it. So you have the proto file, your pb.go, so you actually have to run the proto buff command here. Let's go to CMD. See, this is how I have a client and the server. Curious, what they use for the client? Are they using Temple to just generate? Huh. Are they rendering anything on the front end? Doesn't look like it. And if you go to backend, this is where it's going to have like your main.go, Torp. Okay, so there you go. This is a Torp. It's meant most to read and to be used in conjunction with the neighboring client library. When a request is made, the server will log the message. It will be sent. So you'll have stuff like this. Cool. What are the advantages of protobufs? Oh, there's a lot of advantages to protobufs. The large majority of work code base I deal with are CRUD wrapped with React front end. I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I really, if someone scoffs at this architecture, my first question is why? It's not like I'm going to be like, it's not like I'm like, based on RESTful APIs. But if someone's scoffing at like that architecture, my first question is like, why? Like, why is it so weak? Or why is it so like not great? You know what I mean? Like, what's the reasoning behind that kind of a reaction? And welcome in Devil May Cry. Get you that pow. And Sasquatch Mark, welcome in. Appreciate the follows, everyone. I messed with it, but I haven't used an actual project. What are the advantages? Yeah. Oh, Food Force answering protobufs allow for strongly typed messages versus the loosely goosey nature of JSON. They're also binary encoded, which can help with performance for large payloads. So yeah, there's a huge performance like there's a huge advantage in performance. I don't know like the theory behind it, but I know like they're very performant savvy. And they're also like, if you've been using RESTful APIs, maybe it take a little bit of time to get used to the protobufs and like generating a protobuf and like all that. But I mean, I like them. You have to decode and re-encode strings over and over again. Yep. And also the type safety is pretty important, right? With a protobuf file, you can like specify the typing of your request and specify the type of your response, right? So think of it this way. Like on a protobuf file, let's see if the example has this. It's also very type, let's see. Let's actually look at the protobuf definition. So you can see here, right? So this has like, this is basically a definition, RPC function called makeHat. And you can see makeHat like takes in some arguments, which is size. You can really define the type of all of this, right? So it's int32. So our argument size, which is used to call this makeHat function, is expected to be an int32 type, right? So RPC protobufs allow us to have these type definitions, right? Isn't it super easy to host Go backends with Railway? Oh, I'm sure it's super easy to host Go backends anywhere. I mean, Go backends is just a binary executable file. That's like, if we're talking for real, like for production, your Go backend is just a binary file that gets executed. Like Go is arguably one of the easiest things to run on any backend, right? You don't really need all these dependency trees and all these, package JSONs and all, you don't need all that. You just fucking compile go build dash output main or whatever and shove that somewhere and then be like, okay, cool, run. You know what I mean? That was a god awful example, but like it wasn't too off from the truth. I run Go inside Docker container from scratch. Same. It's literally, yeah, like same. Let's show you an example here. Let's go to Go and let's go to Go School. Pop this open in VS Code. Like if I look at my Go file, let's go to the dev one, right? Like the server, I use Docker Compose, but like look at this. It's just like that's it. And that's my entire Go application. This is true for any compiled language, Rust, etc. Yes, true. Thank you for that. Darren, thanks for that. I just don't have Go is the only language I've used which is compiled. Right, I come from a Python and JavaScript background, right? But I know like other languages that are compiled also have the same usability. So thank you for pointing that out. I don't have any experience with Rust. The next language I want to go into is Zig. And honestly, I'm kind of interested in Rust. I feel like I talk too much about Rust without actually using it. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm starting to get to that level where I'm starting to say stuff which I don't know about, which is a very bad look. It's a very, very bad look. Okay. So I think I want to take my foot off the gas pedal on how much I talk about Rust. I want to test. I want to use Rust a little bit. Let's use it a little bit, right? And then let's build up an opinion, and maybe I can start talking about these conversations. Okay, they're intermediate coder. I will ban you, bro, if you say that again. You call me this again, bro? I'm gonna send you to the fucking ether. You can joke with me, but calling me intermediate coder, oh my god. All right. Oh, like what did I do to you today? What did I do to you today? Melky's community is so fun and supportive. Melky's community is so great. Oh my god. Ban, straight up. Okay. gRPC intro coming soon. Wait, hold on. Do you guys want to even see this video? Let me ask chat. W in chat if you want to see me make a video using twerp and an RPC and protobufs and creating like a backend with it. I need some W's in chat. That's enough. Cool. That we just need one. I just need one. Oh, a lot. Hell, first time chatters. Let's fucking go. Welcome in, guys. The name is Shmelky Shmev. I'm an engineer here at Twitch. I like making content. I like making people laugh. I'm learning a shit ton. Ex-Google engineer, ex-Netflix engineer, ex-fucking bathtub engineer. You know the drill. All right, I really like this question. What do you write your CDK in? I actually want to record this one. What do you write your CDK in? Go? I've been staying away from CDK after having to work on a project with some legacy TS CDK. That was a nightmare. Interesting. So beware the leopard. If you watch, I did a course on Front-End Masters, which was building. Let's see if we can actually find it. Found you via Primogen. Enjoy your positive attitude and energy. Oh, thank you, Aratus. I think a lot of people also come from Primogen, and they enjoy. There you go. So I did a course called Build Go Apps that Scale in AWS. There I am. You can watch the replay. There it is, right? You can watch the replay, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, if we just peek at this, I don't want to show too much. There you go. So there I am. Look at it, being all handsome and I'm being covered. Oh no, you can't see my handsomeness. But essentially, here you go. I'm building a RESTful API with Go, deploying it on AWS. So you can see here, we're using some interfaces, whatever. And then you can see here, I'm showing some things. And then this is the CDK. This CDK is written in Go. And that's on purpose. So when I originally pitched this course to Front-End Masters, I was like, I'm going to use TypeScript for CDK. For those who don't know, CDK was built natively on TypeScript, and then AWS had to build a framework on top of CDK called JSII. And what this is, it's basically transpiling the language you're using, non-TypeScript. So let's say Go, .NET, Python, Java. If you want to use those languages, you can write your CDK using those. But then JSII, you can see it here, right? JSII strings is essentially compiling your Go code into TypeScript code. Because instead of rewriting CDK for every single language, just made like a framework transpiler that's on top of the CDK layer that's listening to all the code that you're writing and transpiling it. Okay, so I wrote it in Go because for this course, it's like if I want to teach Go, it doesn't really make sense to be like, oh, here's Go. Okay, but do a context switch to TypeScript and let's write JSI still runs a node process. Yeah, exactly. So at the end, there's like a defer JSI close because it's closing the actual kernel that's listening to this, right? If I'm getting that right, pretty sure that's how it's working behind the scenes. But essentially that's what's happening with CDKs written not in TypeScript. So I'm like, okay, let's. I originally wanted to do in TypeScript because it makes sense. That's how I was introduced to CDK using a TypeScript. It works really well. But then I'm like, it doesn't really make sense to teach a course using Go and then like switch it to TypeScript for this and then switch back to Go. So I'm like, let's just do it all in Go. But if I were to do it, if I were to do it myself, like if I'm working some like a project that I want to do, if I'm working on like a side project, whatever, I would write my CDK in TypeScript. Lexing. Yo, AJ, we get it, bro. You're smart. Please, bro. Please. There's probably an innocent lambda that needs dissecting. Can you go fuck it up? Sorry, you're right. Yeah, there's some innocent lambdas over there that need you to... I'll go back to work. My bad. Yeah, dude. There's some innocent lambdas that are deployed over at Vercel. Can you go dissect them and figure out why they're not streaming data properly? Oh, wait. Sorry. There was that. I don't know what you guys do with your free time. I wish I was at that level of curiosity. Okay. So hopefully that answered your question. I'm actually going to use the washroom. AJ, you're in charge. Be right back. I'm back. Whoa, AJ, you fucking lit this chat up. Who's here trying out Melky's course on AWS? I would honestly, AJ, I would actually really appreciate like an opinion from you to check it out, right? I think you'd kind of be like, oh, yawning about it with your expertise on AWS, but I would definitely like your feedback on it, right? Kind of a banger too, yeah. So you make some cash per sale. Okay, so no, the way it works is, so I got paid upfront for teaching the course, and then the way it works is I get paid for like watch time. So if people are watching the course, I get paid, because you don't really on Front End Masters, you don't buy per course. You get a subscription on Front End Masters, and then once you have the subscription, you could look at every single course available. So if people with subscriptions are watching my course, the longer they watch, that's how I get kind of the royalties. But I think I was like generously paid for doing the course, so I'm not like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not really jonesing for people to go watch it. I genuinely, it's the first, so it's crazy. You get an expensive sub on FAM, yeah. So the thing, you know what's crazy? Like, this is the first time I ever taught a course. It's the first time I ever spoke in person to an audience. So I actually want feedback from that, you know? Like, I liked it. It was definitely nerve-wracking. So if any kind of feedback you can get, like, go mod, God mod over go mod. I don't even know how to answer that. All right. I think that's a lot. I think that's enough. Let's actually switch gears. Mo God. Let's actually switch gears. That was just so. I drink aquariums, dude. I literally drink aquariums. I try to stay high. I'm back in the gym now. Like, I'm going to the gym like as much as I can. I'm trying to like deliver good stuff. So I'm doing a bunch of different things right now. Oh, one sec. Okay, I gotta be right back. I have a meeting. Sorry. That would just put on my calendar. So that sucks. But in the meantime, let's put this on. But I'll be right back. Don't worry about it.
Just improve your problem-solving skills and you'll be able to pass all your coding interviews. Just solve some linked list questions over here and some tree questions over there, and then you'll be able to derive the edit distance algorithm yourself, just like this Soviet mathematician did in the 1960s. If that sounds ridiculous to you, it's because it is. Let me tell you a little secret. You're not supposed to figure it out yourself. Did you ever watch that episode of Naruto where the exam is intentionally designed to be so difficult that the only way to pass is to cheat? Well, that's the modern coding interview in a nutshell. Let me tell you what I mean. We all learned long multiplication as kids. We all memorized this algorithm. To get the product of these two numbers, first we take 2 times 5, that's 10, the 1 is carried, then we do 2 times 5 over here, that's 10 again. We remember we carried the 1, so it's actually 11. We start all over with the 3 on the second row, but before we have the 0 over here, and then we say 3 times 5, that's 15. Then we say 3 times 5 once again, that's 15, so this becomes 16. Take these two, add them together, we get 1760. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is just math. How is it relevant to LeetCode? But please just hear me out. Most people don't care enough to ask, why does this work? They don't care enough to notice that this is the same as writing it out like this. But this is a hard problem, so let's make it easier. This is really just 5 plus 50. This is really just 2 plus 30. Expanding it out, taking 2 times this part, we get this. Taking 30 times this part, we get this. And this part over here, you can notice, is going to be 10 plus 100. This part over here, I'm actually going to rewrite it. I'm going to make it even more simple. Why not? 30, that's too big. I'd rather have 10 times 3 and then multiply that by 5 plus 50. So now just focusing on this part over here, this is going to be equal to 15 plus 150. And so this becomes 110, which it looks pretty familiar over here. This becomes 165, which looks to me like we had that over here. And now it becomes clear. why we add a 0 over here, doesn't it? It becomes pretty clear because we just take the 10 out of the 30 over here. This isn't really 3 times these numbers. We just took a shortcut to make it simple for us, and then at the end we'll add that 10. So just like now, I'm going to add 10. I'm going to add a 0 here. This is 1650, and now this is just addition. I took multiplication and turned it into an addition problem. This is called problem solving. And now that I've gone through this, I have at least a chance of discovering long division on my own. Have you noticed that some people are naturally better at LeetCode or just learn faster than others? Well, usually those people come from another highly technical background like math, and they probably already built a lot of problem-solving skills that can be applied to computer science. It makes sense why a mathematician would have an advantage over, say, a farmer, for example. So what can you do to give yourself an advantage? Don't focus on extremes. If you try to memorize solutions for every single problem, which is not easy, by the way, you'll never be able to solve a new problem. If you never look at the solution for a problem, you'll spend 10 hours on a single problem and still won't be able to figure it out. In my opinion, there is an intersection between memorizing and problem solving. You need a little bit of both. If you're going to memorize anything, please memorize the DFS algorithm. It's the single most important algorithm in coding interviews. Memorize the core CS algorithms like binary search, the sliding window technique. And when you get super familiar with these core skills, you realize that most LeetCode problems are just about identifying which core algorithm to use and then applying it to the specific problem. In other words, in terms of coding interviews, problem solving is all about pattern recognition. A reasonable approach to coding interviews would be to first learn the core algorithms needed. It's fine to look at solutions. You're in the learning phase. Just like an ML model, you're taking in training data. After that, you should try to apply your knowledge. If you were able to derive the solution to all these problems by yourself, it would greatly improve your problem-solving skills. But that's obviously not realistic. But consider this. If you're trying to figure out the edit distance algorithm, you would have a much better chance of doing so if you first solved the longest common subsequence problem, because it has significant overlap. And of course, that's not something you realize until you've actually solved these problems, which is kind of why I've organized them in this list. You don't have to have already solved the problems to make that connection. By the way, this is NeetCode.io. There's a ton of free resources on it, so check it out. If you want to support me and gain access to an ever-growing amount of content, you can do so by getting a pro membership. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm back. All right. Sorry about that. It was a quick meeting, quick sync. It was put in the calendar a little later. So totally, understandable. But yo, what is up, Denny's? Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for sticking by while I took that quick sync. I appreciate that, for real. But I'm back. I'm here. Whew. All right. I think it's time for us to go look at this. Is coding still worth it in 2024? Are you guys down for this? Now that if the volume's good, I know I missed the NeetCode's video. And NeetCode, if you're here, please forgive me for just putting your video out as like a placeholder. I just know it's a really quality video. And, all credit goes to NeetCode for his video there. But you guys can go ahead and watch this. W's in chat if we are ready. If Denny's is up. If Denny is absolutely down, you're forgiven if you can install 55 times 32. I cannot. Off the top of my head, I have to use Google. 55 times 32 is 1,760. All right. This dude's still making videos? Yes. But let's go ahead and check out what he has to say.
You know, as an ex-Google, ex-Meta.
Okay.
So, is coding
Is volume good? Actually, I didn't ask. Is volume good? Can you guys hear this? Volume's good. Can you guys hear what he has to say?
still worth it? You know, as an ex-Google, ex-Meta
course.
tech lead myself, I may be
He has to say that. He has to say that. He has to say that he's an ex-Google, ex-tech lead, right? Like, he has to gain your trust right off the bat. Okay, he has to gain that. It's a tactic. That's why it says in the title, as an ex-Google engineer. Nico has a, speaking of Nico, he has a great video talking about this, right? Where it's like, we use this as a way to like gain validation in his video.
be one of the most qualified people out there to answer this question for you.
Yeah, sure. One of the most qualified people, whatever.
It is an unequivocal no, it's not. We're entering an age of AI, ChatGPT, no-code solutions, an oversaturated job market where everyone in the world seems to be learning to code, including their grandmas, and general loss of consumer interest in downloading yet another app or bookmarking yet another website. Software engineering may
That's a good point. I really do like that point, though. I'm going to try to look at this video completely unbiased from my personal opinion on Tech Lead. However, I do see that he has a point here. Everybody does want to become a software engineer. And there are so many apps, web apps or mobile apps being created every single day. Especially now with AI wrappers, it's only booming. Kimberly Milky has gone and hired at FANG companies 47 times after this dude speedrun every big tech company last year. Oh, dude, you know, that's how you get money, right? You do the jump. You do the jump. That's how you get all those money, right? Right? Yeah.
maybe becoming another dead
Ex-Netflix, by the way. Ex-Netflix, ex-Google. Oh! We got the raid of all raids. Neuvin, by the way. What's going on, guys? Sheesh. Big shout out to Tej. What's up, man? How you doing? How was your stream? I think I'm in your stream every single morning. Sometimes I say good morning. Sometimes I don't, but I'm in your stream every single morning. How was the stream? It was Elixir today, yeah. It was also Elixir yesterday. I saw you writing Elixir yesterday. So yeah, you're in the Elixir grind, huh? I was following terms of service. Yeah. Dude, I don't even follow terms of service. But if staff's watching me, they're probably talking to HR right now too. Is there any staff in chat? Wrench check? Oh, there you go. Oh, HR's already writing the email. I mean, I cannot wait. I literally joined. And the first thing I hear, what is it? What are you going to say? Is I don't follow the rules. Bro, I follow the rules religiously. All right. Before we get taken off air, let's continue watching last stream. Yo, this is the last stream.
dead-end job if it wasn't a dead-end job already. You know, every once in a generation, we see the collapse of an entire career path. You know, in the past year, I haven't coded at all. In fact, I've been traveling. I just came back from Costa Rica. It was great. There was zip lining. I saw sloths, birds, monkeys.
Cool.
And you know what? I had joined this tour group. When I sat down for dinner with them, they did not want to talk about coding. Coding bored them. They wanted to talk about soccer, the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Copyright strikes? That's DevOps. Wait, you're telling me a group of people who go traveling don't want to talk about their job? What's up, Ryan? Are you telling me like people who go on these excursions? Yo, Red Hot Chili Peppers is DevOps. Don't want to talk about code and want to talk about other things in their life? Interesting. This is crazy. I only talk to people who program.
Peppers music. A quick pause. If you're looking to bring your side hustle to life, then you
here we
want to
go.
check out our sponsor, Skillshare.
There we go. Wow.
Make 20
Cool. This is, what are we? A minute and 65 seconds in, we get plugged with something. Cool. All right. Typical. This is like what I'm not even surprised.
24 the year your side hustle comes to life. Skillshare
yeah.
has thousands of engaging classes taught by world-class creatives who have launched their own lucrative side incomes.
Yep.
So whether you want to build a subscriber base for your email newsletter, use AI tools to increase your productivity, or open your first Etsy shop, Skillshare can help you get there. Skillshare classes are led by industry pros who have walked the walk and have an
Industry
active
pros? I
community
love
of
that.
members ready to cheer you on. What's new, they're introducing learning paths, which are curated class
crazy.
sequences that can help you master a specific skill. So
This
for
guy get
example,
arrested?
email marketing is one of their learning paths, which is
This
arguably
is his
essential
jail
in
cell.
today's economy. I found it extremely useful, where experienced marketers will teach you everything you need to build your subscriber list from scratch and how to manage it efficiently so you can
Use my code TechLead for 2 months free.
revolutionize your business using the latest modern tools. I know you're excited. I've got a
not.
great offer for you. Only for TechLead viewers, the first 500 people to use the link below will get a free 1-month trial to Skillshare.
I called it.
That's right, entirely free, 1 month to learn whatever you want. So what are you waiting for? Check it
Yo, where is Raid's Shadow Legends?
out. There will be a link in the description below. Let's coin the term, shall we? The coding delusion. It's much like the college delusion, where people were scammed into spending hundreds of thousands
New college grads are more likely to be unemployed in today's job market. Okay.
of dollars and wasting 4 years of their life
Most unemployed Americans attended at least some college for the first time ever. Okay.
on a useless degree, which they viewed as the gateway to success, but really led them into Starbucks baristas jobs. And so the coding delusion
First of all, I mean, nothing's wrong with the Starbucks barista job. What's up, Peak? I don't think anything's wrong with any kind of job. If that's what you have to do to make some money, like go do it. Yeah.
is similar, where a lot
You know what? I'm gonna actually move my face. I want his face. I want his face. I want your face. Give me your face. All right, cool.
people put coding on this pedestal, viewing it as the gateway to success, whereas really it just leads you down this terrible 9-to-5 slog of a job.
So none of what he said is specific to programming. I think a lot of people in chat are also agreeing. Like, there's some degrees, and I don't want to be an asshole, but there's some degrees that have a better opportunity of finding a job than others. That's just, it's always been like that. It's always been like that. Some degrees, I don't want to say which ones in particular, but yeah, like if you have a degree in a very, very niche field, and that field just doesn't have a lot of opportunity, yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to find a job. Okay. But programming, or STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, I forget what the M is. Sorry. I think it's, I don't think it falls under that same category. I think there's a lot of opportunities. Manga. Yeah. M is for math. Okay. Manga. My basket weaving degree won't give me a job. Exactly. Okay. So I think STEM degrees don't necessarily fall into this category of just, people who attended college are now unemployed. Like, I think there has to be a little bit more deeper. You can't just take those headlines and use them as a way to validate your claim here.
In which maybe you're getting paid $60K per year. Maybe a little bit more, sure. But it was originally viewed as the way to become the next app millionaire, the next Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, or
Really? Was that? I think like degrees were always there to get hired by these guys. I'm new here. I love your hair. Thank you.
Steve Jobs. This is not reality. That was 20 years ago. And you see this
20 years ago.
all the time in Silicon Valley and software engineers, where they're just saying, well, you've got the code. If you're not developing, if you're not writing code, then you're not doing anything. You're doing some clown stuff. If you're not typing C++,
Some clown stuff.
hello world, for loops and if statements, do while loops, then what are you doing? Now, by the way, you may be wondering, what is this beautiful mechanical keyboard on my desk? And it just may be perfect. The Keychron Q1 Max. I'll talk
Another
about it
plug?
at the end of the video.
No. Another one? This one is 104 seconds in. 104 seconds in. That's crazy. So we got Skillshare, and we also got mechanical keyboard plugs. What's next? Oh, do you like my fucking blinders? Do you want my blinders? Let's go.
Video. The landscape has changed so much. People are no longer downloading apps or visiting websites. Most internet usage is now consolidated into the top 5 to 10 top social media applications like Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Maybe that's about it. However, on these social media websites, you now have code influencers who essentially are people who can't code, who have never coded in their lives. Maybe they're
Shout out Intermate Coder.
React developers, and they're just selling you the dream that maybe you can be a cool programmer or software engineer.
First of all, I don't think, like, I don't know why he's targeting this one person.
And really, their whole entire identity
I don't know this who he's targeting at all, but
revolves around making programmer jokes, coding memes, idolizing tech CEOs.
oh, it's an AI. That's the AI generator. Gotcha.
And it's a throwback, a callback to the days when this used to be the path to success. And yet, these code influencers will continue to sell you this Ponzi dream scheme of an idea that coding will somehow make you rich.
We are entering a new $10,000 a month. And I know you might disagree with that statement. You might be like,
Huh. Is Tech Lead right? Does Tech Lead have a point right now?
Setting you free when in reality that is far from the case. Coding itself has become a Ponzi scheme.
I agree.
Preying on poor, uneducated people
Agreed.
who think that they're going to become the next Mark Zuckerberg if they just learn React. Let me tell you something about React. React is the language of the slaves. It was originally
What? Who the fuck?
developed by Facebook for its mass army of junior engineers who could not develop at all and who had no logic or reasoning at all. I mean, these people they messed up all the time, and so they needed a language that was impossible to mess up in. And so they developed React, which was a language devoid of all logic, control flow, where all you
React was developed with no logic. No logic.
had to do was wire up the button to the state, and everything else was immutable such that it was virtually impossible to mess this up, and any fool could be developing this. And so the reality is, if
We're all fools. Yo, fools in chat. If you're a fool in chat, give me that fool. Give me an F or a fool right now, dude. Let's get those fucking... I'm a big time fool, dude. This video is just excuse for him to... Yo, he's just dunking on React right now, dude. Theo somewhere is just like having a shiver down his spine. It's like, whew. Someone's talking bad about React.
if you're a React developer,
Dan Abramov in shambles right now.
which so many people are, you're not actually a real software engineer or developer because you're not putting to use any algorithms or data structures, and there is no career path to anything higher than that. You're basically doing the job of an automaton slave that eventually ChatGPT
Automaton slave.
will be able to do for us. It's also relevant to note, I'm one of the few software engineers who will actually tell you this because I'm able to step out of my role. Most other developers and people in Silicon Valley have their heads stuck in the grounds and they completely miss the social media revolution. They miss the no-code solutions, still thinking that STEM degrees are the path to success, looking to the old ways of making money where they get 2 weeks of vacations per year, making a good income of $80K per year. They think that's pretty solid. And yet they completely missed out on the social media revolutions and no-code solutions that have minted an entire generation of millionaires.
Yo, I don't even know what to say right now. On one hand, he's not wrong. But on the other hand, he's so far exaggerated right now, right? Like, this is insane.
What really happened over the past decade was the construction of an entire consumer layer, the media layer.
Yeah, dude, I'm a React developer by trade. I'm gone. I only get 1 week of vacation.
That comes between your app, service, or website and the consumer. And that is where we see some of the most successful people today working. And, I'm talking about people like Andrew Tate, Patrick Bet-David, Mr. Beast, Ben Shapiro, Joe Rogan. All of these people are building media companies. And yet Silicon Valley seems to have completely missed out, and not only missed out, but ignored this entire trend, pretending that it doesn't even exist. And yet this...
What? Dude, what did Sloth do? What did a sloth do?
is that layer that comes between their apps and websites and the consumer. They don't have distribution anymore. And so while Silicon
don't have
Valley is still
distribution
busy
anymore?
competing to see who can be the best developer with the best Emacs Vim key binding setup,
Oh my god, even Emacs and Vim binding people are catching. Bro, no one is safe from this video. Everybody just caught fucking strays. Emacs and Vim, what do we do?
and who can install Arch Linux the fastest, and I'll give
Arch
you a hint, the
Linux?
best developer is whoever can write negative lines of code. All code is technical debt. Or stop writing code. You don't
Okay.
even need the algorithms
Let's see
anymore.
this.
These days, everything is just powered by machine learning models and hallucinations. The rest of the world, meanwhile, has already moved on to better, more interesting things and faster ways of making money than the 9-to-5 grind. You know, this past year, I've taken a vacation basically every other month visiting Hawaii.
Because you're unemployed, bro. The reason why you can do it's not called a vacation. You're just unemployed. Like, what are you talking about?
Scandinavia, Japan, Italy, and Greece, and Costa Rica most recently. And during my travels, I
He's flexing on everyone that's like, hey, look at my amazing life. And if you write React, you're a dum-dum.
met so many other remote workers and wannabe digital nomads living that Instagram influencer travel lifestyle, because that's what people want these days. You see, the role of the software engineer was
How many times did this guy go ziplining?
originally founded in the 1960s for a sedentary lifestyle where you would earn maybe 60-70K per year, not accounting for inflation today. Can't even keep pace with
Soy lead, bro. Soy lead. Yeah, I know. I don't understand. The zip lines per year is beyond my understanding because I'm just a React developer. As a React developer, I don't get that many zip lines per year. So that's a new metric. If you're not doing at least 2 to 5 zip lines a year, you're a fucking loser. All right? You're a loser. If you're not using AI, LLMs, no codes, if you're fucking not using, you know, just bare bone VS Code, simple, you know, whatever, you're a loser, okay?
with inflation, in which you would work 9
By the way, if you're interested in your zipline trip, I have a great sponsor for you. Welcome to zipline.io. Have you ever wanted to go ziplining in different countries? Well, zipline.io is for you. The best zipline equipment for your travels. Use discount code TechLead for 15% off your next zipline.
to 5 and retire around
It's like Uber for ziplines.
age 60, 70, maybe never or so. And that was considered a pretty decent, solid lifestyle. These days, it's just not good enough. It's too slow. It's too low pay. It's too low status.
Bro, I'm what everything else, you know, make fun of me for using Vim. Okay, make fun of me for using React. Okay, make fun of me for not ziplining. Okay, making fun of the sloths, dude. What the sloths do? What do the sloths do, bro? They're not even like.
This, and it's really becoming grunt-like work, and there are just better, faster ways to make money. I think in today's society, actually, if you really want to be at the top of your game, and even to say top 10% of the population or so, you may want to consider going the entrepreneurial route. Now, of course, not everyone's suited to become an entrepreneur. And
In 2 weeks later, he's gonna say, is entrepreneur still worth it in 2024? As an ex-entrepreneur.
it's pretty hard work and not very fun either sometimes, but it's easier than ever for people to become entrepreneurs these days, unlike in the older times. And arguably, being a programmer is simply just not as high status as it used to be. And status kind of is everything. You know, recently I was going through the book
What if you just like programming and want to join a company that needs programmers? Is that like too far-fetched? What about like any other region in the world that's not like, I don't know, let me just think of the top companies, top countries that have engineering or software engineering. So America, India, China, maybe a bit of Europe, maybe a few countries in Europe. What about like the rest of the world? What about like the rest of the world that requires software engineering, you know?
built by Anderson Cooper, and in that book they've got these rich people, ultra elite families who are born with money, and the thing they realize is
They were definitely not React developers. They never touched the Vim binding ever.
yeah, they've got all this money, but nobody knows who they are, and so they spend the rest of their lives trying to acquire status, and status is everything. And so they're throwing these balls, these parties, trying to elevate
That's me and like the React crew at like Seattle JS meetups.
their social status to get into elite social circles. And the problem with software engineering fundamentally is that you sacrifice all of your social status, your time, your health.
Vitalik? Yo, this video, I don't know what's he talking. Yeah, what is he talking about now? I thought we are talking if code is still worth it. We've jumped from taking vacations, from not working in Silicon Valley, from missing the social media boom, from not being able to, don't use React. It was made for idiots. Go on vacations if you can. You don't want 2 weeks. What the fuck are we talking about?
Health, your youth, your physical
honestly.
appearances, your looks, any sort of interesting characteristics or personality you may have, in order to become just this nerd who all they have left with is money, right? You're trading everything for that salary job because
Bro, that is you. That's you. What are you talking about? You have no status. What's your status? Your whole image is ruined by your awful takes, by all this shit you did in your past, by scamming your audience. You dragged Joma with you, right? Not trying to excuse Joma, but bro, what are you talking about? Have you deceiving being an entrepreneur by scamming your audience for a rug pull? Is that what he's talking about? Is he talking about being entrepreneur by creating a crypto coin and rug pulling it? If you don't know what happened with Joma, him and Joma made a company called something it was a leak code helper website, and they basically took the domain and rerouted the domain of another competitor. It was some hasty, real bad shit. It was very scammy. And Joma was a part of it. So it was him and Joma. I think we just like Joma more because he makes funnier content that's and more entertaining. But in my opinion, he's as guilty in that one instance as tech lead.
software engineering ultimately is kind of it's not exactly high status work. High status work would be the type of job that you would want to do even if you were rich. Something like, say, directing a movie, being an actor.
Bro, who are you to say this? So hold on. The point there is, what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? The point there is having software engineering is no longer a quote unquote good, great status job. Okay, because a job that falls under that category is something you do if money was not an issue, right? If money was never an issue, what would you do argument? And he is saying being an actor, being a movie director falls into that category. Bro, what if I love coding? What if I just love building apps? If money wasn't an issue, I would more than likely still be building applications. I got into this because I enjoy programming. I enjoy doing it. It's just something that's why I do it. That's why I'm employed as a software engineer. So my 9 to 5, my poor shitty 9 to 5, I'm coding, but also when I'm not working 9 to 5, I'm also coding or learning how to be better. Poor me, I have no status. My job's a complete scam because I'm not making $22 trillion every month. Holy crap. My life is just awful.
Maybe being a novelist or a painter, something that would get you some social credibility. Being a coder.
A painter? A painter? Didn't you just fucking dunk on the people with degrees who couldn't find a job? What if you build an app like Instagram? What if you build an app that's super successful? Hold on. Being a painter. You can be a painter and no one would appreciate your work. You could make $0 from painting. You could have zero success from painting. Okay? But if you paint a Mona Lisa, okay, then yes, obviously you're going to have this notoriety status. But what if I built, if I'm building all these shitty no user apps, right? All my apps, no users, by the way. Just kidding. I get a little bit of users, little bit of users, but still, I'm I'm being an idiot. So let's say I get no use of my apps. Well, let's say one day I build the next Instagram and everybody starts to know my name. Is that not the same thing here?
A grunt worker.
A grunt
I mean, you
worker.
might as well be a janitor at that point.
Oh my
I think
God.
it's also worth noting that
Couldn't get
there's
fucking
two
worse.
types of programming, really.
Okay.
One type of programming is for slaves, the other is for entrepreneurs. But the slave type of coding are skills that really only work within the walls of a corporate company. And these skills are impossible for you to make money with, but may make you a good employee. Skills like unit testing, right? Companies love unit testing.
This is my favorite video. This has to be my favorite video. Bro, if you're a unit tester, you're a fucking loser. If you write unit tests, you're a loser confirmed. Confirmed.
React, Scrum, Agile, Redux,
React.
documentation, code cleanliness, model view controllers, design patterns, Java, doing things the right way. If you're doing any form of this kind of development, they're essentially slave skills. They're only really useful within the walls of a company, but they're useless outside.
Okay.
The real skills that will actually make you money are like PHP and jQuery. That's why all the PHP
PHP and jQuery. I love that. I love that.
developers drive Lambos. Now,
Yep.
don't get me wrong. Personally, I love coding. Many times I think about going back to working at Google as
You said you haven't coded in the past year and a half. You said you haven't coded in 2 years, but now all of a sudden you love coding. Again, you're trying to bait your audience to give you this more sentimental approval now. You've this whole time you've flexed your ex Google, ex Fang positions to gain your kind of the status of, okay, we need to listen to what he says because he knows what he's talking about. He has shown us these travel videos showcasing his extremely beautiful lifestyle. So now you get the people who are eager to get that lifestyle. Now you've got two forms of kind of accountability or credibility in your video. And now it's like, wait a minute, for the people who enjoy my content, I mean, the people who enjoy programming, I've just been dunking on you for the past 10 minutes. But hey, I'm just like you. I'm just like you. I love programming. We're the same. I'm here to help you. I also love programming. Have you ever seen me code? No, but I love it. I love it. Come on, we're together. I'm here to help.
a developer, just putting in my 9 to 5 rounds. But the thing is, I'm past that. And maybe this is one reason, the answer to why you don't really see older developers coding anymore, because coding is fundamentally like cooking. As you level up, you have to assume the role of the chef who's managing all of the other line cooks. The coding delusion is ultimately built on the foundations of an outdated university degree that's teaching you outdated knowledge and information. If you were to go through an entire college university degree, you would learn nothing about AI or ChatGPT. Quite likely, you would be learning really outdated information like how to build an operating system from scratch, how to build a database system from scratch, how to build.
That's actually making me giggle. Like that actually made me giggle. Like that made me giggle. Like not laugh, but giggle. Try building something like, I don't know. Try asking AI to build you something like Bun. You know, try asking AI, hey, can you build me like a new runtime for JavaScript? Let's see what AI can do. You know? Primogen should be a chef confirmed. Yeah. But he puts in so much random stuff and outlandish language that it's completely obscured. I agree. A lot of the aspects of this video are right. Okay? A lot of things here, like, if you were to extract the fufu kaka, a lot of this stuff is good advice, right? And of course I'm dunking on him, but it's presented in such a way that it's just losing all credibility. Like you really have to dig deep to really like focus on maybe some of the advice he's saying. I highly disagree with the fact that he's classifying software engineering as grunt work. I highly disagree that STEM degrees are useless. I highly disagree that learning these skills are useless, right? I highly disagree with that. No matter, I'll get into a debate, share my opinions, and I would love to get feedback on that. But I just don't see a lot of validity there. I think what I extract from this video from like a good perspective is like being entrepreneur may have more merits than like the 9 to 5, right? I've said this before. I've said this on like last week's stream. Working the 9 to 5, you're always going to make someone else richer, right? And you're always going to make them richer. And maybe falling in love with it, with these principles, like I said, unit testing or whatever, like, are they specific for corporate business jargon? Like maybe not, but I do think like learning like proper unit testing, integration testing, MVC may make you a better developer, maybe make you a better programmer, right? And I highly disagree with this point that being a software engineer does not give you status, and then you compare it to like a painter or something else. Like it does. That part was completely, I don't understand it. Maybe it flew over my head, but I could not disagree with that more, because like I said with my previous analogy, the painters that we know are the people who made some of the best paintings in the world, like the Mona Lisa, right? Same way we can talk about like the Metas or the Instagrams or the Twitches or whatever. Like we know the best pieces of software because they're the best, but we don't know all the other softwares that aren't as popular, right? All the people who made other applications.
So they compiler. I mean, sure, if you wanted to work at SAP or Oracle optimizing their database engines, or maybe if you wanted to work in the systems division.
Who painted the Mona Lisa? Name the painter. Van Gogh? Was it Van Gogh who painted the Mona Lisa?
Of Microsoft optimizing their Visual C++ compiler, then maybe you can get into that. But I'm not sure that's what most people getting into software engineering are envisioning for themselves.
I got it. No, it's Van Gogh.
With the internet revolution, information is moving so much faster these days. I think that's one reason education is becoming increasingly outdated. These days, we've got so many new, fresher opportunities that academia is still trying to catch up to. You've got Bitcoin, DeFi, Web3, crypto. You've got the creator economy on X, TikTok, YouTube, where people are building an entirely new social media layer, revolutionizing marketing. And you've got, of course, AI, ChatGPT, AI tools and infra. And this is an entire generation of technology fueled primarily on data. Really not much coding there at all. And the opportunity in these may not belong to the coder so much, because there's just not that much to code anyways, except for maybe a few UI front ends, some wrappers here and there. But really for those who are curious and technically minded enough to understand the technologies, perhaps tweak a few parameters and to put something together. And that may be where the higher leverage is. But you know what? Enough talk. This is the star of the show, the KeyQuant Q1 Max. Good stuff. And so this,
another
Q1
plug
Max is an updated, refreshed version of the original Q1 keyboard.
Not the 3 plug.
And it's just got everything going for it. It's almost perfect. Maybe it is perfect. You know, I've tested a lot of mechanical keyboards. This may be my all-time favorite, quite frankly. I'll explain.
I think it's my favorite because of the paycheck I got in my bank account from them.
Why? Number one is...
Yeah, why do you need this if coding is garbage?
These keys just feel so good. So you hear that sound? These are fitted with the custom Gadron banana switches, which are similar to the Holy Panda switches. It's like the tactile Cherry Brown MX switches, but these tend to be a little bit stiffer, shorter travel distance, providing more pleasing sound. When you combine that with this aluminum gasket body, and this is double gas.
So, a few things I learned today. One, I did not know who painted the Mona Lisa. I need to be more aware of the painters in our in the world, in the previous generations. Okay. Why do you need keyboard for coding your strats? Clip it and ship it, boys. Oh, I expect to be clipped and shipped. Interesting. Interesting. Do you though? I don't. Why do you get a keyboard if you don't code? Fun fact, I don't like wireless keyboards. I like wired keyboards. Complete irrelevant fact. So, interestingly, that tech lead in this video has got 291,000 views in 2 months. 291,000 views in 2 months. Let's see some comments, Milkman. You always have to sort by newest first. One way his videos can be used is that just do the opposite of what he says and you'll be better off in your life. I love the keyboard, but I can't use it anymore because coding is dead. By the way, you mentioned entrepreneurship. I want to learn coding and SWD in order to develop MVPs to implement ideas for my startups. Is this still a stupid idea? Coding can still be worth it to get it, but in a few years, it won't be as for the obvious reasons. AI. Does anybody believe this, what he is talking about? TLDR, please. Zipline code where? You are so cynical, unless you are selling something. He is. Yep. What job can I pursue that won't be taken over by AI? This dude is killing hopes and dreams when he's showing himself. What job can I pursue that won't be taken over by AI? This dude killing hopes and dreams while he shows himself ziplining and living it up. And with that, we're going to go rate Emeru. So this was too much for me to take in. If you're a React developer, that sucks. If you're a sloth, that fucking sucks. If you're someone who's just not ziplining every other week, that absolutely sucks. You're a loser. Get out of here. Go. I want to give a shout out to Tej and everyone for those raids. Please, if you want, join a Discord. Great community. We have a book club there. It is not my book club. It's a book club owned by the community, specifically Webble Wobble, aka Bunk. We are currently reading data intensive applications. We are starting chapter 3 every Sunday, so please join it. We get like tons of people joining. If you want just a way to read a book, consume it, go ahead and join that up. Also, there's a lot of crazy cool things there. Like we have anime nights, movie nights. We have Terror Tuesday tonight. And then, yeah, we're just trying to build a community. So there you go. But I appreciate all of you checking this out. Hopefully you liked it. I don't even know what to say. Internet Coder, get out of here. If you can consider subscribing, we're almost at 22,000 subscribers or 21.9. So if you want, please consider clicking the subscribe button. I make YouTube videos. Hopefully you guys enjoy them. If not, all good. But yes, we're so close to 22K. That would be phenomenal. But I'll see you guys on Thursday. Peace out. Stay safe. Stay beautiful. Thank you for that raid. I'll see you all soon. Peace.